Greetings and salutations, everyone. Lifeline, mission number 5. Brilliant stuff here. I think. It's been a while. Alright.
Converse Harbor, home of the Acre Fleet, is completely dependent on a single petrochemical complex for its fuel supply. The complex consists of a land-based oil refinery storage facility and an offshore oil drilling platform. Your mission is to go out and destroy, or at least damage, these sites. Our objective is to reduce production output of this complex to 20% or less. By cutting off the port's fuel supply, we will delay and disrupt the combat deployment of the Acre Fleet.
Nice. Oh, look at all those targets. It's that, I believe it's 88 grounds, 10 airs, 2 navals, 100 total. It's a good day to be alive. First things first, of course, we gotta check out the aircraft, make sure we're good to go. I wanna go look at weapons. I don't think I've got any of the cool air-to-ground weapons. I've got advanced. This is what I want. That's exactly what I was looking for. Alright. Alrighty, indeed. Yes, F-16C. Advanced air-to-ground missile. So this is the first, in essence, real score attack. That's the one I'm looking for. Real score attack where you have to get at least 2,000 points. But you've got like a pretty long time limit. You can see I've got 10 minutes to destroy everything in sight. And we've just got to get as much work as possible. I don't have a lot of the advanced air-to-ground missiles, but they can track pretty far. Like, I've been, we're usually looking for 800 range. They go up for, like, it's like 1,200, 1,300, something like that. Alright, we're gonna try to get... Oh gosh, get this guy. Because he's actually flying straight at me. I accept that. I like a man who's got bravery. Thinks he can take me on. There we go, yes. Come here. Come here. He's good. He's a good. So we've actually, I've actually got quite a bit of time. Actually, we'll take some time to finally discuss about some things here. Look at Hobbs is actually just gonna go back to sleep. So, first things off, I thought Hobbs was going to be a nuisance today because I have to get up to change in between, like, all the cables, even from just Wii to PS2 for my setup, right? But he woke up, because I'm doing this a little bit later than usual, and so he thought that it was time for food. Which, sadly, I wasn't, but he did still find his food bowl. There's a lot of cranes in the way, a lot of structural things. Your missiles can easily fly into one of those and you will be a sad puppy. But anywho, getting distracted here slightly. Talk about this game a little bit more. So this isn't the first flight simulator quote-unquote game that I've played. But it was the first Ace Combat game that I did play, and that led to practically me playing just about every single one afterwards. So well worth playing this game and all that. Before this, I had played actual flight simulators. We're talking like Microsoft Flight Simulator. Some of the more combat-oriented ones, like IL-2 Stormvik, or however you're supposed to pronounce that Russian name. These guys are a little too close for comfort. That's what I think, at least. I had another combat one, F-22 Lightning III. Actually, it was actually really fun to play. Because it didn't deal with, it wasn't just like this, which is more arcadey of just shoot stuff down and whatnot. It had, you had to be wary about your fuel, your weight. It had G limits you could red out or black out. depending on how hard of your turns. I was like, it's actually like really cool. And of course, I love the F-22. Like, who doesn't? The plane is just the coolest. But those were games that I had all played. And then this came around. And I was like, oh, I like this arcadey style, sort of one-man versus the whole army kind of deal. It's practically what it is. My allies here aren't actually that useful. But like I still have played like actual flight simulators and whatnot. Still a fun thing. You don't see it a lot these days and often. Like, I know Microsoft's got their newest one, obviously, but it's sort of more, I don't know, it's more sociable, for lack of a better word. It's a lot more you're supposed to, like, you can go play, like, you go and basically you show it off to your friends and whatnot. It's not necessarily a single-player experience that the older ones were all about. Not that it's a bad thing, it just has a different feel the way that Microsoft tries to sell it off, essentially. Weirdly, I don't actually have a computer strong enough to run the new Microsoft Flight Simulator. You know, I've got older computers, I could say that at this point. I bought the laptop that I've been using, like, 7-8 years ago, probably at this point. And it's a Windows 8 computer, to put that into perspective. They didn't have a Windows 10 model version of it. Believe me, I tried. And I sort of woke up Alexa. Computer, stop. I'm telling you. If I actually, let me tell you, I would love to actually give Alexa, like, a different name. I don't like the other ones they've got, though. That's the problem. And computer just has that more Star Trek-y feel to it. Oh, she didn't actually wake up, which is good news for me. But I would actually, I'd give her, like, I would actually give her another name, like Alice. Because I actually don't know a lot of Alices. So it makes sense to give her a name that I wouldn't call somebody. Like, I wouldn't give her a name like Chris. That doesn't make sense to me. I know too many Chris's. But don't know many Alices. I've thought of, like, other names, like Stewart's, but that's a dumb name. Can't think of anyone who would willingly select that name. Alright, we're completely out of stuff, but we're gonna go back home. Gonna go back home. That is the nice part of this mission. Like, you've got a pretty good option of going back. I'm actually gonna fly back this way to hopefully center myself closer to getting that far group on the left. I just wanted to take out the bigger group, because I could. Actually, you know what would be a good name for Alexa? Bob. No one's ever called Bob. I'm telling you, it's perfect. But I think that's like a real thing, like, Amazon should look into, is, in essence, custom names that you can give to Alexa. Like, I get it, it makes sense why you want to limit it, branding and all that. But I'm just saying, like, how cool would that be? Just, I'd be down for that. I would be like, yes, please. Wouldn't name her Hobbs, I'll tell you that. Hobbs is a terrible name. It only gives you grief, sadness, and pain. And if you're lucky, it's in that order. Yeah, I'm looking at you. He's half asleep is what's happening. I know what he wants me to do is to give him more food. But he's quite happy that I haven't left the room. It's a hard life when your best friend leaves the room. Like, how are you supposed to take a nap? It doesn't make sense. I'm gonna target those. You can see this is now like where all the fuel tanks are at. You can take it out with like your machine guns. It makes it a little bit nicer. Now I'm not quite panicking yet about the time and all that right now. Alright, I'm just gonna launch those missiles and hope for the best. Because I think there's a something afterwards that we get to do anyway. But if I could reach S rank, that would be nice. I don't know where my... Yeah, there we go. Oh, I was doing it. Actually, yeah, still. Whoops. That means I technically wasted a missile. I wanted to switch before targeting the anti-air, but you know how it is sometimes.
Enemy facility destroyed.
Right. Okay, yep. Oh, this is good. All good on the front. Alright. Loop back around. Get in there on time. Come on, buddy.
Enemy facility destroyed.
Yep. What? Can't believe that didn't explode. Like, clearly took enough
Enemy
bullets.
facility destroyed.
Good thing there's so many fuel tanks.
Box 2. Enemy facility destroyed.
Alright. Okay, did reach S rank. Good news. Took a while.
Enemy facility destroyed.
There we go.
Facility
Yes!
neutralized. Mission complete.
Haha! Yes, the mission update, yes. And timer and all that.
Mobius 1, heavy group hot. Appears to be 5 targets in the group.
Oh, they're Ace Squad. Oh. Joke's on them, I'm already headed south. Looks like they're angry about destroying their fuel reserves. Can't imagine why. So this is now just a straight-up retreat mission. You can see the RTB line is actually further south because of this little event. It's not... just adds a little bit more chase. They'll get actually hung up by the allies. You don't actually have to go engage them, which is good because they're actually pretty tough. And I'm still in like one of the beginner aircraft, as it were. Meanwhile, they're in, I think it's SU-27s. Could be wrong. Been a while and all that. Needless to say, they have the air superiority. But they'll get theirs one day. We're literally the only planes not engaging, basically.
Picture is clear. Bandits are down or no factor.
Yes.
All aircraft RTB.
Beautiful work.
The enemy lost 5 million barrels of reserves and the ability to process 250,000 barrels of crude oil.
It's actually pretty
The
impressive.
Aegir fleet is effectively immobilized and no longer a threat. Unfortunately, our losses were high as well. We now rely on your skills more than ever to compensate for our losses.
I feel like you were already trying to rely on my skills single-handedly anyway. I'm just gonna throw it out there. I think you are.
A freeway under construction in a wheat field outside of town. When they started construction, I remember how the mayor bragged about it, even though it would completely bypass our town. The freeway became the occupation force's makeshift runway, and the unfinished tunnels their bunkers. This was their base. They were the elite flight squadron chosen to protect the cannon. Ironically, the same cannon that was created to shoot down the asteroids became a catalyst to the war. But when the Allied attacks no longer came, the squadron was assigned long-range missions that took them to distant battlefields. I thought of the words I would use to confront him and bided my time. Although I harbored these feelings within me, I could never get close to him. His wingman was always by his side. Despite having a gentle demeanor, I could tell that the wingman would never allow danger to get near Yellow 13, even on land. The pillar of their group, 13 exuded an air of invincibility. He always chose to fly a 5-plane formation. He was a man who prided himself not on his kill record, but on his record of never losing a squadron member. It's difficult for me to describe just how good Yellow 13's flying was, but I witnessed it once from the ground. The lead plane with the 5-plane formation should have turned the same arc with the same timing as the others, yet only his plane drew sharp contrails. His heart felt compassion towards the weaker enemies he downed. Someday, if an equal appeared and challenged the limits of his skills in a fight, he would bear no resentment about being shot down. He said this himself. And so as time passed, I found the goodness of a home in their company. Leaving them was no longer an option for me now.
The plot thickens still. Woo! Alright. We'll go back next mission. I'm sure it'll be another simple mission. No, it won't be as super long, I'm sure, but no, it'll be another bombing mission. I have a feeling it will be that. But thanks for watching. We'll come back next week with some more bombings, more shooting downs, more airplanes. That's what we all ask for this year. But until then, hope you all enjoy your day. Take care, everyone.